Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm just gonna pop on my AirPods for a little bit to give you the best sound experience I hope. How is everyone doing? Ooh. Section of rising above the average. So I'm your host, Alunda Silva, and I'm so happy to see you guys here. And as you know, I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. The reason why I decided to start this series, Rising Above the Average, is just to share, tips and nuggets and insights with you that could help you go through any challenging times. I know that we're all going through challenging times, and whether it's the coronavirus, whether it's physical challenges, emotional challenges, or physical challenges, the principles remain the same. You can apply the principles who have worked for other people in history, and they're still going to work for you. So today we're going to go into 6 steps to translate desire into equivalent finances. But before we do that, now I guess you know the drill. The drill is every week we share what we have learned throughout that particular week. For me, I believe that I am a student of life, and I believe that I always love this quote that says that the unexamined life is not worth living. I read it somewhere from someone, and I truly believe it. I truly believe that if you don't take time to really take stock and look back into your life, then you might be missing, some very valuable lessons. So what I do is I learn every day. So whenever I come on, every week here to share a few things with you, I love to remind you to learn what you have learned from the week. And if you would just pop it in a chat box below, that would be amazing. You could share with me, what have you learned this week? I'm going to tell you what I have learned this week. This week, I had like a very, very faith testing week. Like my faith was really tested. So what I learned this week was that no matter what, you should stand your ground. Stand your ground in what you believe in, and especially be courageous, because a lot of things that can happen, challenging things or things you didn't plan for. There are always things happening, right? Always things happening in our lives, challenges, the difficulties, the undesired surprises, I would say, they're always happening. But how do you overcome? How do you go through the dark night, if I may put it that way? For me this week, I learned that it's important to be courageous, and it's important to stand your ground, especially in God and who you believe in. It's important to stand your ground. So what have you learned this week? Tell me, what have you learned this week? Yeah? Drop it in the chat box below. So before we get into the 6 steps to translating desire into strong financial equivalent, I'm going to tell you a little something about me. As I mentioned earlier, I truly believe that one of the roads to success is to have this mindset of continuous learning, is to continuously learn and grow. So I am developing a strategy to learn every day. So every day when I wake up, I learn something every day. I read every day. I learn every day. I'm always watching something every day, whether it's a podcast, whether it's an online course, whether it's a training or something. But what I do when I wake up is I ask myself, how can I grow today? I learned that from Michael Beckwith, how to ask empowering questions. So I ask myself, how can I grow today? How can I become a better person than I was just yesterday? Right? So asking yourself those empowering questions kind of stimulate your brain and your mind to continuously look out for growth. Wherever there's growth, wherever there's expansion, for your own good, your brain continuously gives you ideas and sometimes life situation that will challenge you to grow and to become a better person. So as you know, we have been studying Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I guess that if you're here with me every week, is because you want to Think and Grow Rich. I hope you do. I hope you want to become rich and successful, because that is my wish for you. I really hope that you will become successful. And I know that sharing this insight with you, these tips with you that have worked for, the great people in history, I know that they're also going to work for you, and they're also going to work for me, because I want to be very successful, and I want to be very rich. So without further ado, let's go straight into the 6 methods to translating desire into financial equivalent. Would you like to know that? Would you like to know how you can translate your desire for riches or for anything into a financial equivalent? If you said yes, then let's jump right into it. So I'm going to start reading from page 56. Now, it depends on your edition of Think and Grow Rich, but mine says page 56, but it's in the chapter on desire. And it says, every human being who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money wishes for it. Wishing will not bring riches. Oh, did you hear that? Wishing will not bring riches. But desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches, and backing those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. Oh my God. That was a whole lot right there, but then he's going to break it down in subsequent paragraphs. He says, the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. These, which is below. So take note. First, which is step 1, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. There is a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in a subsequent chapter. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. I love that. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once. Whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action. Did you hear that? Fourth, let me read that again. It says, that's the the 4th steps. It says, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action. Just start. I always like the slogan of Nike, just do it. Just do it. Just start. So the 5th step says, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. Step number 6, it says, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night, and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. Wow. So those are the 6 steps. He continues to say, it is important that you follow the instructions described in these 6 steps. It is especially important that you observe and follow the instructions in the 6th paragraph. You may complain that it is impossible for you to see yourself in possession of money before you actually have it. Here is where a burning desire will come to your aid. If you truly desire money so keenly that your desire is an obsession, you will have no difficulty in convincing yourself that you will acquire it. The object is to want money and to become so determined to have it that you convince yourself you will have it. Only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. Whoa. Did you hear that? Only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire for money that one can see, it says, that one can see oneself already in possession of money. To the uninitiated who has not been schooled in the working principles of the human mind, these instructions may appear impractical. It may be helpful to all who fail to recognize that the soundness of the 6 steps, to know that the information they convey was received by Andrew Carnegie, who began as an ordinary laborer in the steel mills, but managed, despite his humble beginning, to make these principles yield him a fortune of considerably more than $100 million. And this book was written in the 1930s, so 1937, I believe. So $100 million was a lot of money by then. So it continues by saying, it may be of further help to know that the 6 steps here recommended were carefully scrutinized by the late Thomas Edison, who placed his stamp of approval upon them as being not only the steps essentials for the accumulation of money, but necessary for the attainment of any definite goal. So these 6 steps will not only help you to accumulate money, but any definite goal that you set for yourself. So today we talked about the 6 steps to translating desire into its equivalent financial recompense. So you can go back and rewatch this live if you want. It's going to be here on Instagram for you to take note. If you haven't gotten your book yet, Think and Grow Rich, I highly recommend that you grab a copy of Think and Grow Rich. And if you read the chapter on desire, and that's chapter 2, you are going to see these 6 steps. And I really hope that this was helpful to you, and I hope that you learned something from today, right? And if you have learned anything, and please share with me in the comments below, and check out Ask Alun, where I offer free resources and as well as other kind of resources to help young entrepreneurs start their own businesses, or just someone who is on the journey to discover themselves and their higher potential. I give you tips and insights to just help you, and inspiration to help you on the journey. But before we call it today, remember we have our final affirmation from the abundance book. So every week we do an abundance affirmation. So today is no exception. We're going to do an abundance affirmation. So let's get ready. So what are we affirming today? What are we affirming today? Comment, and let me just find this. So today we're going to do, so this is the abundance book, and I'm reading from page 35, and we're going to read the statement in number 5. So if you happen to get your book, just repeat, and if you don't have, that's completely fine. Just repeat after me. It says, money is not my supply. No person, place, or condition is my supply. My awareness, understanding, and knowledge of the all-providing activity of the divine mind within me is my supply. My consciousness of this truth is unlimited. Therefore, my supply is unlimited. Whoa, how good was that? Let's do that one more time. Put your hands on your heart and just say this with me. Money is not my supply. No person, place, or condition is my supply. My awareness, understanding, and knowledge of the all-providing activity of the divine mind within me is my supply. My consciousness of this truth is unlimited. Therefore, my supply is unlimited. Well, yes, your supply is unlimited. And no matter what you're going through right now, know that the universe is friendly and is kind. The universe is for you, and everything works together for your own good. on that note, I'm so happy that you joined me today for this episode of Rising Above the Average, and I hope that you've learned something. I hope that I have been able to inspire you, or you've been inspired to do something better and to go through your challenges in a better way, if I may say, and that you've been awakened to your higher self and who you can be beyond the challenging physical circumstances. I'm happy to serve you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you today, and I hope to see you next week. Take care. Cheers. Bye bye.